They will tell you the world runs on virtue, on fairness, on the invisible hand of justice. They will tell you that if you play by the rules, if you keep your head down, if you trust in the system, you will be rewarded. But listen carefully. The system is not a benevolent parent. It is not even a neutral judge. It is a predator's maze, designed by those who arrived before you, those who understand that order itself is an instrument of control. The game was rigged long before you took your first breath, rigged by men who smiled while they sharpened knives, who spoke of liberty while building cages, who promised peace while planting the seeds of endless war. You can curse them, you can expose them, or you can learn their methods and bend the maze to your will. Power does not reward the naive. It does not honor the pure of heart. It is a current cold, ruthless, irresistible, and it drags under all who mistake sentiment for strength. If you would rise, you must see people not as they pretend to be, but as they are. Fickle, fearful, hungry for security, eager to worship the hand that feeds them and cut it off the moment it falters. Fear is the coin of the realm. Love is fickle. Gratitude fades. But fear endures, and he who masters it holds the leash. Do not mistake this for cruelty. The ruler who fears to wield fear is a lamb in the midst of wolves, awaiting slaughter. Better to be the wolf, to make the terms of engagement, to set the boundaries of loyalty with an iron edge. You must understand this. Men are loyal only as long as it suits them. They will kneel in public and conspire in private. They will pledge undying allegiance and sell you for a handful of silver the moment they smell weakness. Your friends are only friends as long as you remain useful. Your allies are only allies as long as you remain feared or admired. So, cultivate the art of appearances. Rule not only with force, but with theater. Let them see what you wish them to see. Let them believe they are free, even as you pull the strings. Mask necessity with the language of ideals. Drape your maneuvers in the cloth of justice, and they will cheer as they are led into chains. You cannot lead without deception. Truth is too fragile a weapon in the arena of power. A ruler who shows his whole hand invites betrayal. Learn to disguise your intentions. Smile as you set the trap. Offer the olive branch as you sharpen the blade. This is not cowardice. It is survival. Do not imagine that your enemies sleep. They are watching. They are counting your mistakes. They are whispering in corridors, feeding the fires of dissent. Strike first when the time comes. Show mercy only when it strengthens your position. A ruler who cannot punish, cannot protect. But remember this, power is a borrowed thing. It flows through your hands for a time, and then it seeks a new vessel. Fortune is a fickle mistress, and when she turns, you must be ready. Build your foundations deep. Fortify your position so that no storm can sweep it away. The masses do not care for justice. They care for bread and spectacle, for safety, for the illusion of choice. Give them what they crave, and they will not question the cost. But the moment the bread runs out, the moment the spectacle grows dull, they will turn on you with ferocity. Rule them like a gardener tending dangerous beasts. Feed them, distract them, cull the restless, reward the docile. This is the reality of command. It is not clean, it is not noble, it is necessary. To wield power is to carry a burden few can endure. It is to walk alone in a hall of mirrors, trusting no reflection, fearing no shadow. To lead is to accept that every decision births enemies, that every victory breeds resentment. And yet, what is the alternative? To submit? To kneel before those more ruthless, more cunning, more willing to dirty their hands? Better to rule in hell than serve in heaven. Better to seize the levers of control than be crushed beneath their weight. So, sharpen your instincts, harden your heart, cultivate the patience of the spider and the swiftness of the hawk. In this game, there are no referees, no second chances, no saviors. There is only the will to act, or the fate of those too timid to act at all. The game is rigged. Rig it back. You must disabuse yourself of the notion that virtue alone commands loyalty. The human heart is treacherous. It bends toward advantage, not gratitude. Do not expect fidelity from those you raise up. Their memory of your favor will rot faster than their hunger for more. The moment they sense weakness, the bond dissolves, and they will seek another patron. Loyalty is not a natural state. It is manufactured, maintained through a delicate balance of fear, reward, and vigilance. Neglect any one of these, and you invite rebellion. Beware the man who flatters too easily, who agrees too quickly, whose smile comes without effort. He is either a fool or a deceiver, and both are dangerous. A fool cannot anticipate consequence. A deceiver anticipates too well. Surround yourself with men who fear to betray you more than they desire to replace you. It is not enough to inspire love. You must make the cost of betrayal higher than the cost of obedience. Understand that trust is a currency, and like all currencies, it can be counterfeited. Do not mistake the gestures of allegiance for the substance. Men will swear loyalty with their mouths, while sharpening daggers in their minds. Test them. Set traps in silence. Observe who falters. The wise ruler is not surprised by betrayal, because he expects it as the natural order of things. The great lie of power is that it is held. In truth, it is constantly contested, constantly eroding, like a fortress under siege from within and without. If you do not defend it, it slips away. If you do not project strength, you invite aggression. If you hesitate, the moment passes and will not return. Fortune smiles only on those prepared to seize her hair and drag her into submission. Do not delude yourself with the fantasy of universal approval. No ruler is loved by all, and those who chase love become slaves to the fickle passions of the mob. To govern, you must learn to accept hatred as the price of command. It is better to be feared and secure than loved and overthrown. The people may curse your name in their chambers, but if they obey your laws and pay your taxes, they are under your control. There is no permanent friend in politics, no eternal enemy. There is only alignment of interests, and that alignment shifts like the tides. Treat every alliance as provisional. Reward loyalty where it strengthens you, but never become dependent on it. Dependence breeds vulnerability, and vulnerability is the crack through which destruction enters. A ruler must learn to be both lion and fox. The lion strikes terror, the fox detects traps. Courage without cunning leads to ruin. Cunning without courage leads to paralysis. Those who rely on brute strength alone are soon ensnared by subtler minds. Those who rely on deception alone are devoured when their lies are exposed. You must be both, bold in action, subtle in preparation. Deception is not merely a tactic, it is the air of politics. Appearances are the stage upon which power performs. Let them see what they are prepared to see. Cloak necessity in the language of morality. Cloak ambition in the language of duty. Men are more easily led by stories than by truth. Give them a narrative they can believe in, and they will defend even your crimes as virtues. The ruler who clings to ideals in the face of reality becomes a martyr, not a master. Ideals are valuable only insofar as they serve strategy. Do not abandon them recklessly, but do not be enslaved by them either. Principles are tools. Wield them or discard them as the situation demands. It is the outcome that judges you, not the purity of your intentions. Fear the erosion of discipline. Fear the creeping rot of complacency. The state that grows fat and sluggish invites predators. The army that grows soft will collapse at the first hard blow. The ruler who grows comfortable has already begun to decay. Power requires vigilance. The throne is not a chair, it is a knife's edge. When the time for action comes, do not hesitate. Strike quickly, decisively, and without apology. A delayed blow gives your enemy time to prepare. A weak blow invites retaliation. Do not wound when you can kill. Do not punish when you can eliminate. Mercy is a luxury of the strong and the secure. Until you are unassailable, Show mercy only where it binds others to your cause. The masses care little for the truth of your motives. They crave stability, bread, and spectacle. Provide these, and they will forgive almost any transgression. Fail to provide them, and even your virtues will be recast as crimes. Rule them as you would manage a restless crowd. Give them symbols to worship, enemies to despise, victories to cheer. Distract them from the machinery of your power with the theater of politics. You cannot save everyone. You cannot please everyone. To govern is to choose whom to favor, whom to suppress, whom to sacrifice. Every decision costs blood, whether visible or unseen. If you flinch from this, you are unfit for command. A ruler is not a priest. He is a surgeon cutting away rot to preserve the body. His hands must grow accustomed to blood. Ambition is a fire. It warms, it drives, it consumes. Let it consume others, not you. Rule your ambition, or it will rule you. Temper it with calculation. Harness it to a clear design. The reckless are destroyed by their own hunger. The disciplined bend the world to theirs. Do not trust in the permanence of fortune. Today's victories can become tomorrow's shackles. Prepare always for reversal. Build structures that outlive you. Cultivate successors who fear you enough to obey but respect you enough to preserve what you have built. The ruler who fails to consider his own mortality leaves a kingdom ripe for ruin. The game is not fair. It was never meant to be. It is a game of shadows and knives, of whispered plots and public acclamations, of masks within masks. Do not seek fairness. Seek control. Do not seek justice. Seek advantage. Do not seek peace. Seek strength. They will call you ruthless. Let them. They will call you cold. Let them. They will call you tyrant as they obey your laws, cash your coins, march in your armies. Better to be feared and alive than loved and overthrown. Better to be envied in power than pitied in exile. And yet beware becoming a prisoner of your own design. Power is not an end, it is a means to impose order, to shape the world, to carve meaning out of chaos. Without purpose, power rots into decadence and paranoia. Without vision, the ruler becomes no better than the mob he manipulates. Purpose is the only chain that restrains the beast within. You have two choices: remain a pawn in a rigged game, or learn to rig it back. Play by their rules, and you will die by them. Write your own rules, and you may yet survive. This is the essence of statecraft. This is the price of sovereignty. Do not flinch. Do not falter. The world belongs to those willing to seize it. Every structure of power conceals rot behind its walls. It is easy to be mesmerized by the glittering facade, the flags, the speeches, the rituals that suggest permanence. But permanence is an illusion. States fall, thrones crack, flags are trampled underfoot. The wise ruler sees this and understands. The foundation is not stone, it is human will, fragile, restless, and endlessly corruptible. You do not govern stone, you govern appetites, fears, and illusions. The crowd wants to believe in strength. They do not care if it is real or performed, so long as it reassures them. Learn this art. Become the architect of perception. Appear confident when you doubt. Appear merciful when you punish. Appear invincible even when your enemies circle like vultures. The reality behind the mask is irrelevant. It is the mask they obey. Every man has a price. Some can be bought with gold, others with honors, still others with promises of power. Learn the currency of each and pay accordingly, but do not overpay. A favor too large breeds resentment, not gratitude. A man who owes you too much begins to dream of freeing himself from the debt. It is better that he feels slightly cheated than dangerously powerful. Never reveal the full scope of your design. Mystery is armor. Once they see the entirety of your plan, they will conspire to dismantle it. Let them chase shadows. Feed them rumors, contradictions, decoys. The mind, confused, tires quickly and turns inward. Meanwhile, you move unopposed. Do not seek to eliminate all enemies. A ruler without enemies grows soft, and a people without fear grow insolent. A visible enemy unites factions that would otherwise turn on you. But choose your enemies carefully. Crush those who are weak enough to destroy without consequence. Make peace with those whose destruction would demand more than you are prepared to give. Do not imagine you are immune to flattery. Even the sharpest mind is dulled by praise. Keep near you one or two voices unafraid to speak the harsh truth, but keep them under your heel. If they grow too bold, they will mistake candor for equality, and equality is poison in the bloodstream of command. The state is a living creature. It breathes through the markets, the courts, the barracks. Neglect any limb, and disease will set in. Watch the army most of all. No throne is secure if the soldiers are restless, unpaid, or divided. A ruler with a loyal army can outlast famine, riot, and even the hatred of the people. A ruler without one is a candle in the wind. Do not confuse boldness with recklessness. Fortune favors the bold, yes, but she punishes the rash. Wait for the moment of weakness, the crack in the armor, the flicker of doubt in your opponent's eyes. Then strike as lightning strikes, sudden and irreparable. A single decisive act can achieve more than 100 cautious maneuvers. You must learn to endure hatred without flinching. The ruler who craves affection is already in chains. Let them shout your name in the streets. Let them curse it in their homesit. Makes no difference if they still obey. Hatred can be survived, contempt cannot. Guard against ridicule as you would guard against treason. A ruler who becomes a joke is a ruler whose end has begun. Cultivate a reputation for unpredictability. A man who can be read is a man who can be controlled. Make your movements inscrutable. Keep even your closest advisors guessing. Fear of the unknown is often more paralyzing than fear of known force. When they cannot anticipate you, they hesitate, and hesitation is the space in which you win. Men speak of morality as though it were fixed, eternal, but morality is clay in the hands of power. Shape it to your advantage. Define justice as what serves you. Define treason as opposition to your will. If you do not, another will do it for you. The higher you rise, the more alone you become. This solitude is not a weakness, it is the essence of sovereignty. Friends become courtiers, courtiers become petitioners, and every hand stretched toward you conceals a dagger or a plea. Learn to be sufficient unto yourself. The man who cannot endure solitude is unfit to wield command. Do not trust posterity to judge you kindly. History is written by those who survive. Do what is necessary now, and let the future carve your likeness in marble or mud. The dead do not read their own reputations. The ruler's only concern is to preserve his power while he lives. There are moments when a ruler must gamble everything. When that moment comes, do not tremble. Do not pray for rescue. Do not consult the cowardly counsel of caution. Act, strike. Let the world break before you do. And yet remember this. Power is never truly possessed. It flows through your fingers like water, and you are its vessel only for a time. Do not cling so tightly that it cuts you. Do not grow so drunk on command that you forget its cost. One day you will be gone. Your name will remain for a while, and then it too will fade. Only the structures you build endure if you have built them well. But today is not that day. Today the game still runs, and you are still a player. The pieces are moving, the knives are being sharpened, the crowd is restless, the game is rigged. Rig it back. There is a danger in believing your own myths. The ruler who begins to drink the wine of his own propaganda is already lost. The applause of the crowd is sweet, but it is also poison. It dulls the senses, lulls the mind into weakness. You must hear their cheers as you would the rustle of leaves before a storm, pleasant but fleeting, and often a warning of winds to come. Men will kneel before you not out of devotion, but out of calculation. They will measure your strength against the cost of resistance. When they believe you are unassailable, they will swear eternal loyalty. When they sense you falter, they will vanish like mist at sunrise. Do not curse them for this. It is their nature, and a wise ruler does not resent nature masters it. There will be moments when you are tempted to show your true self, to peel away the mask and demand to be seen as you are. Resist this temptation. The mask is not a tool. It is your armor. Strip it away, and you expose your flesh to every enemy's blade. You are no longer a man among men. You are an image, a symbol, a force. That image must never crack. Watch closely the faces of those closest to you. Not the words they speak. Words are wind, but the flicker in the eye, the tightening of a jaw, the hesitation before they act. Conspiracies are born in silences. Treachery announces itself in small gestures long before the dagger is drawn. A ruler who sees only surfaces is already blind. Do not allow yourself to be ruled by pity. Compassion is dangerous when it interferes with necessity. The ruler who cannot bring himself to punish is a ruler who invites rebellion. To pardon a traitor is to encourage 10 more. To spare an enemy is to offer him the chance to sharpen his knife and return. Mercy is not forbidden, but it must be wielded like any other weapon with precision, calculation, and purpose. There will be those who speak of unity, of peace, of harmony. These are noble words, and the people love noble words. But peace is not the natural state of man. It is a brief interlude in the cycle of conflict. Unity exists only where force compels it. Harmony is achieved when those who might dissent are silenced or satisfied. Do not be seduced by visions of a tranquil kingdom. A tranquil kingdom is often a stagnant one, and stagnation invites decay. Never underestimate the power of spectacle. Ritual, ceremony, public triumphs, these are not empty traditions. They are tools of control. The people do not understand laws, but they understand theater. Give them symbols to revere, and they will see in you more than a man. They will see destiny, inevitability, the hand of fate. That illusion is worth armies. The ruler must be comfortable in contradictions. You must be gentle and ruthless, honest and deceptive, generous and grasping, all as the moment requires. Those who demand consistency are not fit to govern. The world itself is inconsistent, chaotic, shifting. To survive it, you must become fluid, like water, filling whatever vessel power demands. Be cautious of prolonged peace. Peace breeds complacency, and complacency breeds weakness. The state that has not tested its strength in adversity will find its muscles atrophied when danger comes. Controlled conflict can serve a ruler. It sharpens the sword, unites the factions, reminds the people why they need you. But let conflict spiral out of control, and it will consume you as well. The ruler's greatest enemy is time. Time erodes memory, loyalty, fear. It gives birth to new generations who did not witness your rise, who owe you nothing. You must build structures stronger than time laws, institutions, myths that carry your will forward even as your body fails. But do not imagine these things are immortal. In the end, even empires fall. The goal is not immortality. The goal is to hold the wheel as long as you can and leave the wreckage in a shape that serves your purpose. There will come a day when the crowd that once adored you grows restless, when your ministers whisper in corners, when your soldiers glance too long at another banner. You will feel the cold breath of fate at your neck. On that day, all your choices will confront you. Did you prepare for betrayal? Did you keep the army close? Did you leave a clear successor or a field of vipers? If you did, you may yet endure. If you did not, the end will be swift and merciless. To rule is to walk a narrow path, flanked on one side by tyranny and the other by anarchy. Lean too far in either direction, and you tumble into ruin. But the path itself is not straight. It twists, doubles back, leads you into darkness. There is no guide but your own instinct. Trust it, sharpen it. A dull instinct is the death of kings. Do not imagine that exile or retirement will spare you. Power, once tasted, leaves a mark that cannot be erased. The men you defeated will not forget. The allies you betrayed will not forgive. The crowd you ruled will not weep. You cannot step down as though stepping out of a play. Once you ascend the stage, the performance ends only in triumph or in blood. But while you stand, while the crown is yours, while the levers of command bend to your hand, use them. Do not squander the moment. Do not hesitate before hard decisions. Do not shrink from the burdens that power lays upon your shoulders. This is the price of sovereignty. You are no longer permitted the weakness of an ordinary man. The game is rigged. Rig it back. You will learn in time that power is not a fortress, but a theater of shadows. You will spend your life moving among illusions, whispering commands behind veils, crafting masks for every season. You will no longer know where the mask ends and the face begins. That is the cost. That is the trade. At first, you will tell yourself you can step away, that one day you will set down the crown and become a man again. But power does not release its servants. It consumes them, carves them hollow, leaves only the machinery of survival behind. And when you try to walk away, you will find that you have no place to go. The enemies you vanquished will still remember. The allies you betrayed will still thirst for vengeance. The people you ruled will watch in silence, waiting for your fall to become their entertainment. Perhaps you will look back then, as I do now, and ask if it was worth it. The sleepless nights, the betrayals, the constant dread of knives in the dark. You will wonder if there was another pathone of peace, of honor, of love, and you will realize that such a path never existed, not for you, not for any ruler who truly wished to endure. Because power is not inherited, it is not granted by heaven or by the people's will. It is taken, it is held, and it is kept only by those willing to do what others will not. You tell yourself it is for a greater good. You tell yourself the blood on your hands nourishes the roots of order, and perhaps it does, but the blood remains. In the end, there are no clean hands in this world, not among the ruled, and certainly not among the rulers. The only difference is that the ruler does not have the luxury of pretending otherwise. He knows what it takes to build, and he knows what it costs to keep. So you must decide, will you stand among the pawns, cursing the rigged game, or will you sit at the table, reshuffling the deck until it serves your hand? Do not hesitate. Do not look for fairness. Do not seek forgiveness. These are luxuries for those who do not bear the weight of command. This is the truth. The game is rigged. It always has been. It always will be. Rig it back.